Yeah, congratulations, Abhishek, on the new felicitation that you got as a top 100 talent titan 2024. So congratulations for that.
Thank you so much. It's
Yeah.
an honor.
Yeah, you're most welcome, man. So, we've come from Mumbai to obviously to meet you and felicitate you in person, but also pick your brains on some of the new trends on talent acquisition, everything. So, we were just talking about, uh, you know, hiring and laying off. How do you lay off? Like, many people, we always tell people, how do you hire? Maybe we'll start, how do you lay off? Like, what if you want to lay off a lot of people?
Oh, I would think that no one has to do it, but if it's a demand, I will try to sum up it in a very simple manner. Uh, lay off with the same respect that you have hired people.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that when you were hiring, you were going all gaga about it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And then the times have turned, right? And
Yeah.
now you need to lay off people with
Yeah.
any names, whether it's
Yeah.
layoff or cost cutting or reduction in force. Just make sure that they are going with the same respect
Yeah.
they were getting hired.
Okay, as a TA who has to face so much of brunt of hiring and laying off, I want to know what is the message you'll have for the founders who are one day they go crazy, like we'll hire 1,000 people, next day they'll say let go of 600 people. What would you tell these crazy founders?
It's tricky, right? I think no one, thinks of laying off people when they start hiring people.
Okay.
Right? And so, and not every time everything is in your control, right? A lot of things come, from the very top of it, right? From the board and many other things. What I will say that try to hire, at least 20% less.
Okay.
Right. So you don't have to, when the time comes when things are going south, you need to think about it.
Okay. Do you think I see there's some bit of gloominess in the whole startup world right now in Bangalore, like during this visit? Do you think things have become a little downtrend because of companies like Byju's who raised a lot of money and are things a little on a downward trend because of some of these big players who raised money and blew them out, whatever? And there's certain funding and money crunch in the industry some way. You see that?
Oh, it's happening globally, right? It's not only here, especially about Bangalore,
Okay.
right? Think of as the global economy as the ocean of money,
Okay.
right? And the truth is, we have we are seeing this this trend globally at the moment, right? Where majority of the companies are facing problems, right? Be it the post-COVID effect, right, or a lot of IPOs failing, right,
Yeah.
or many things, right? So I am a very strong believer that we in Indian startup ecosystem, we tend to celebrate wrong things.
Okay.
Right. It might be very controversial for a matter of fact, but we celebrate the companies which are taking bigger round of funding or multiple rounds of funding.
Yeah.
Why not celebrate those, right, which are doing much better, right?
With
but
less
taking
money.
less money.
Yeah, yeah,
spending less.
Yeah.
Right. So it's investors' money at the end of the day which is getting burnt.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's creating a lot of hype around everything, be it advertisement, right?
Yeah.
Be it burning at a time of hiring people, right? And then at the end when things are not going good, right? Then you think of let's lay off people, let's close this vertical altogether.
So you've hired people globally. How is it different to hire people in the US versus hiring people in India?
Culturally, we are very different, right? Definitely there are benefits and downside of both of the worlds. One small example or one or two examples I will try to sum it up. Right?
Yeah.
When you give offer to people in India, right,
Yeah.
it's often a license to shop more.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Versus when 1 million offers, right, or kind of offer decline happens outside of India.
Really?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and on the other side, I will say if they have accepted, they will join. Right. Very high likely of them joining.
Yeah.
Right. So here the deal is, have they signed the papers? Right. Here, if they have signed,
Then they're not going to
chase is on.
Yeah, chase is on.
And another example will be that till now, I have not seen any of my call as a recruiter, right, getting rescheduled.
Okay.
Right. Here, as we all know, in so offer, not only offer drops, the interview drops, right, the drops from the entire cycle or even the recruiter calls ditching that, right? It's very normal,
Mhm.
right? So, as so I will say that culturally it's a bit different.
We've seen this trend now. You were also speaking, you started with a recruitment firm and now you're working for a startup. Would you recommend that to a lot of people who are starting their career in recruitment to first work with a recruitment firm?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then start, and how has that made a difference to you? Can you just elaborate? Because yeah.
Absolutely, right? So it's like uh, the good thing about working in a consulting firm,
Yeah.
right? And that you are working for multiple clients at the same time.
Yes.
And especially if I take my example,
Yeah.
majority of the companies that I was working, right, they were not well-known names.
Yeah.
Like they were just getting started.
Yeah.
But they were doing really great work. So when you work in startups, right, early stage startups through consulting firm, you need to sell a lot.
Yes.
Right. To sell, you need to understand the kind of team they have, the kind of vision they have, what tech they are working, who is who, and their market. So initially, right, as a consultant, right, in a very early stage, you are doing a lot of researches, right, and after those researches, when you are and doing all those things, right, then you are transitioning to the other side of the story. That working in corporate firms, that's always beneficial because you have seen that thing happening.
So you've seen both the sides, and then you
Exactly.
do well, whatever. If we were discussing about, we both are from Uttar Pradesh. We were discussing about employment, and employment is a big issue here in India. What do you think? Can you are be like somehow in an industry where we give directly jobs to a lot of people. What do you think can government, or usually we as Indians or whatever we can do to kind of solve this employment issue? I think in some way we are privileged to get a good job, whatever, but we have to also think about the less privileged ones, right? Who probably don't have the job or this thing. What can we do to generate more jobs and everything, especially in a place like UP? Yeah,
simply upskilling.
Okay.
Right. So even 2 years back, right?
Yeah.
When in 2022, right? When we were all seeing the trends where everyone are having 8 or 9 offers, 4 or 5 offers, right? A huge surge in cross offers and all. That time also there was a lot of talk happening that unemployment rate is very high.
Acha.
Right? Because so if you
but this industry obviously is very large.
So if you connect employment or unemployment through government jobs, versus what we are seeing in our world, it's very different.
Our world is very different.
Exactly. So I think here, yes, it's a current time there is a downtime, right? And because of overall economic crisis, but we are picking up, right? And simply keep upskilling yourself, right? If you are doing anything better, right, there is a demand for you.
Okay.
If not, definitely not in this market, right? Because as we are
it's a
but
big market.
even if the market goes to 30 or 40%, right? Definitely 2022 market is not going to come back. But even if we are of 40% of it, you will be in jobs for sure.
Okay. So thank you so much. That was really lovely chatting up with you. We have a small surprise for you. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, you can open it up.
Let me see.
Yes.
Oh, here.
You heard this. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.